Oh,
Yeah, just go straight for it. Yep.
okay, let's go. So here we are talking about Bill Clinton here. Vic did a good observation when they showed in the Epstein file photos, whatever, and you can clearly see that the picture that they took did not include this picture we see here of Clinton, but you do see the legs and the red shoes. Um, Clinton, as you know it, is supposed to come forward, and I don't know what he's going to talk about, whatever. But I would just like to dive into a seriously deep rabbit hole. You have to ask yourself, why did Hillary delete all her emails? Just saying, just throwing it out there. You know, um, I can speculate on it why, but I'm pretty sure everybody's just gonna have their opinions and oh, you don't know what you're talking about, blah blah blah. No, you know what? There's some Epstein letters. Who knows? Here's a picture of your husband. And there you have it. You know what I'm saying? So
So to
just something
add
to
to
think
that,
about.
yeah, to add to that, I would say, um, yeah, I was hearing some podcast. I forgot which one it was, but they were saying that there were like more than 30,000. It was like 70,000. And they were like, they were saying exactly what you're not exactly what you're saying, but they were like, yo, what else was it? Are we just because we're just thinking of the bomb Ghazi. I forget how to pronounce it. We're thinking of 13 hours or 14 hours when they were under attack and they killed the one of the ambassadors
Uh-huh.
in where did it take place? Anyway, uh Benghazi, that's what it was. I feel stupid. But yeah, it was Benghazi. So
Bro, I can't go to I can't get over looking at the picture and how you ciphered the leg, his calves and red shoes in
absolutely.
that one picture. I was like, what?
Well, so like why would there be 30,000 emails? Even if it was 30,000 emails, why would it just be from Benghazi? That would be like three or four emails. So when Osman was talking yesterday and talking and just saying like we're not even scratching the surface. Like this is just like the pieces that are falling, the little pieces. This is not even the full puzzle, and it's gonna get really creepy, I think. Like really creepy, like worse than a horror film creepy.
That's creepy right there, bro. What are you talking about? That's really creepy. Um, you know, um, there's a lot surfacing right now. Like for me, I'd rather be surprised, like the first part of the Epstein files, you
Yeah.
know, I was not familiar with it. And, I prefer to be familiar with it. So that way my thoughts, my opinions rather, is more authentic than just watching videos and like, oh yeah, that happened. You know, I like to be open and, you know, you believe or everybody believes like yeah they're crazy they did it. Me, I'm a little bit more optimistic like okay, well, what drives a person to do it? What I'm saying? Like, who
Power.
said yeah, but you got to look at it like this. That's taking a plane ride for a couple of hours or whatever, however long it takes, depending on the location where you're leaving from, and sitting on the plane like, oh man, I hope they have an 8-year-old. Oh yeah, he said in his mind. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine the perverted fucking sickness of this? They got videos of these little girls by a pool, serving people. They got videos of a bunch of girls, with a bunch of grown men, like, and that one supposedly has Trump in it. But
Yeah, so
like,
there's more to that now. So like what we're uncovering now as the layers keep peeling more and more and more. So now we're at the point where they're talking about eating kids, eating
yes.
babies,
Yep.
chopping their limbs off. The I forget who it was, but she was talking about how she had an abortion in the toilet, and then there was a they kept repeating this one part. Maybe he just kept reading the paper on and on. I think it was Benny Johnson. They,
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that, okay, back in the slavery times, they had the mandingos, if you know what I mean, and they were the studs, you know, and they would create these babies that they would grow up into slavery. Okay. What it sounds like to me, they had prisoners, like, all right, you're gonna have a baby because I want that, and it better be a boy, or
yeah,
whatever the case is.
that is exactly
Okay, all right.
what's going on, and the human sacrifice. Because, biblically speaking, again, and I'm just mentioning it because it makes a lot of sense. I'm not saying it because it's true, because I don't know. We don't know. We're just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
figure
yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But to read the blueprint of life when it comes to the Bible, they've been sacrificing babies forever, and not only that, they always kill the firstborn. They were trying to wipe out Jesus' bloodline, when even with Moses. They wanted the whole entire bloodline
Yeah,
destroyed. And when I say they,
yeah.
I'm talking about the evil forces according to the
Uh-huh.
Bible, Satan, Baal, just all the evil people. Um, so this makes so much sense, because another thing too, you got to think of the blood that was spilled from Cain and Abel. When Cain hit
Mm-hmm.
Abel, God in the Garden of Eden, he was like, your brother's blood is yelling. I can hear your brother's blood. That's how significant blood is, because that's the only way you can reproduce. Without that, you're done. So when you're spilling blood and there's wars and it's just blood, 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 that hurts God's, like the creator or whoever you want to call it.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That's hurtful. And that's the whole entire point. There's an enemy at play. And that's why I think it's important for people to pick sides, because a lot of people are like, no, you can't trust the right, you can't trust the left. Yes, I get that. But we need to be on some kind of side that's for the right thing to do. And it's important that we have these conversations in general. But this is what's happening with the whole Epstein thing. These people that are so powerful are sacrificing kids. And because of that, they're keeping their power. And when you disobey, you get Michael Jackson, you get Prince, you get Left Eyed, you get Tupac, you get Biggie. Like, these people don't die. It's not a coincidence. They just can't do it anymore the way they used to.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just too obvious now. There's too much
Well,
internet.
yeah, again, you're saying it right. We live in a world right now, for the past, I would say, 5 years, maybe no more than 10, where, everybody's just recording with their phones. You know what I'm saying? And they're producing this evidence. Okay. Um, we haven't dived that deep where it won't be too long before we find videos of people who have the little spy camera or whatever, because
Yeah.
don't forget, like, it was even written on there, that's a a a picture of Clinton, like a drawing or whatever it is, like, you know, um, is it
S-
accurate? Who knows?
So really
You know?
quick, just I try to count to like 60, or just watch the ticker or something, because there's some interesting stuff that you need to see.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I have a whole line ready to go of videos that I want to show you. But go ahead, continue. I'm sorry. I did I just
No, 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 no,
I
no,
want
I get it. But
I'm anxious to show
um,
you this. Go ahead.
the one thing I read in an article was that the battle was between Clinton and Obama, and they were saying that Clinton always wants to be on the top of everything, like number one. You know, um, so like I mentioned before, is
Now,
that something
yesterday,
that
a lot
Sorry about that. That it
now
popped up. Go ahead.
is that something that might have been in Hillary's emails? Hey, your husband is number two now. oh my God, your husband hit number one. Like who knows what's in there, But I had thought about that, since we've been talking about this Epstein Files thing, and what troubles me is they can take a phone now, okay, and they subpoena the phone and they grab all the evidence that you delete. How come that wasn't possible for what she did? You know what I'm saying? I believe is out there, and who knows? She'll be next. The Hillary files. You know what I mean? Like who knows?
Well, the
But
interesting part about that is you really can't, I just wanted to add to what you're saying with the emails and stuff. So what you said yesterday made a lot of sense of all the propaganda because it really made me think
yeah,
today. It made me think so hard. I'm going to be honest. Well, I'm always going to be honest, but I all I do is listen to music today. Everything that we're about to see, the videos, these are all
yeah.
prompts. I only happened to watch one of them before you jumped on, and that's why I said, okay, let's just stop and restart it. But everything's going to be new for both of us. But I just
Hmm.
went by the headlines, so now we're going to go into the headlines. But what I wanted to add with the whole email situation, you can't delete emails. You
Yeah,
do
that's
know
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
know.
yeah, exactly. So I'm agreeing with you. That's what I'm saying. That they could always find your history. That's so stupid. But they got to have a story. They have to hide it
Power,
some.
bro. It's
Yeah,
power.
and
Okay.
and blackmail.
Hmm.
Well, power through blackmail. There you go.
Just imagine, and we'll get off the topic after I say this.
Yep.
Okay. Just imagine how powerful Hillary is. That she's like, go ahead, expose it, and I will expose you. Oh, okay. It's lost. Yeah.
Power
Why did
through
she?
blackmail. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's all that's going on right now, bro. You know what I mean? If it was you and me, prison. You know what I'm saying? Like immediately. We got his whole life right here on the computer. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, man.
All right. Let's do
It's
this.
sad. It's sad to be treated that way.
It is, and it's okay because it's not going to last, as you can see. This can't
Yeah.
last any
No.
longer. All right, so can you see this right here? It says the big announcement by Osman. You can see Kamala.
Listen, she annoys me, but go ahead, man. Play it. She annoys me.
Yeah.
She
All
does,
right.
lot of
bro. She
people were
does, man.
hypothesizing
No, yes, I agree. Sorry.
Just
what
watching her.
was Kamala Harris
You can't hear it, can you?
Yeah, yeah, I hear it, man.
Oh, you do hear it. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, I
I
made
do.
that mistake yesterday. I had to cut so much out. Yeah, because when you said it, anyway, let me just play it. It's fine. Play.
announcing? Kamala Harris hints that she may announce the 2028 presidential run tomorrow. They have announced something big. They announced something really big. Welcome to headquarters 6-7.
Madam Vice President.
I don't even care to listen to her, but I just wanted you to see that because if she, in my opinion, if she runs for president, she's gonna win. That these people don't make mistakes like that. Like I'm talking about like all the puppeteers and they don't make mistakes like this. They were touting us with Kamala Harris, but yeah, if she runs, she's gonna win. That's just my opinion. Or war will break out. I don't know.
Hey, hey, rewind that just for a little bit. He says something, and I'm not sure he's just being funny or if he means it.
She may announce the 2028 presidential run tomorrow. They have announced something big. They announced something really big. Welcome to headquarters 6-7.
Yes.
Madam Vice
6-7.
President, what's going on with Kamala H?
Okay, now 6-7 was that thing that kid came up with that everybody was just
Yeah,
saying
it's
6-7, six
yeah,
seven.
yeah.
Interesting, interesting. Go ahead.
You.
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I have good news. So, Kamala HQ is turning into headquarters, and it's where you can go online to get basically the latest of what's going on, and also to meet and revisit with some of our great, courageous leaders, be they elected leaders, community leaders.
I can't tolerate it, dude. There's
That
so
hurt.
many other
Man, bro.
videos we could watch. Yeah.
No, no, that hurt.
Is
Listen,
that all right? Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna need therapy after that.
listen, man. I'm never against people. You know what I'm saying? I don't follow politics as much as people do because, you could get brainwashed into believing whatever they're saying or whatever. But I'm telling you, that whole Biden
These are
administration
not
with Kamala was
Yeah.
horrible. It was horrible, bro. He mumbled his speeches. She talked nonsense, and now all of a sudden she's talking okay, but not making sense, if that makes
Bro,
sense.
just yeah, let's look, man. I want to get some sleep tonight. If I
Go
keep
ahead.
it, if I even like
Bro, we
hear
could
her
go
giggle, I don't
24/7 on this shit, bro.
if she wants to start giggling, bro, we're gonna have a serious problem. All right. Again, she just declared civil war as Trump's Marines storm Minnesota. Let's see what the hell is going on.
There's a civil war taking place in Minnesota, and guess who's making it worse?
These are not beloved
Oh,
community members
really?
fighting to protect their neighbors. Renee Good, a 37-year-old beloved wife, mother, community
She's just
member,
stoking the
should
anger
be alive.
of the mobs.
Christy Noem's GHS must be held accountable. We cannot continue to operate as if this terror is acceptable. We cannot allow federal agency, one that
Oh
was
my
created for
goodness.
the
So what I was talking about earlier, before you came on, because I did see some of this video as well, is the natural laws of nature. Just like I know that sounded redundant, but just like natural laws of everything on Earth works out perfectly. We as humans really complicate things. Allow me to elaborate really quick. I've sliced myself open so many times, right?
Mhm.
The body is so perfect, and this is why I believe in a creator, because we're not running on batteries, like
Yeah.
we're alive in this world somehow, some way.
Aging. That's all we're doing is aging.
Yeah, but aging, so I guess my point was is the womb, it equally comes in together, the left and the right. If we're trying to obstruct the womb, which does happen, what is a cause of disease? Not a disease, an infection, excuse me. Then you'll get sick and you could die from a fever if you don't treat that womb.
Hmm.
Right now we have an open womb, and it's like sometimes one side or the other is trying to come together, but what we don't need is this kind of bullshit in the house that represents us that we pay for. We fucking pay for this to not be so chaotic. And people like this stupid bitch. I'm just gonna say it the way it is, bro.
Agreed, bro. Agreed. It's nonsense. First off, just to be clear, I'm a firm believer that there's someone right in the middle. Okay, there's someone who will tell the leftists whatever they want to hear, and tell the right whatever they want to hear. Okay, um, I'm not fully understanding what's going on with this situation. I believe that they're trying to start something. We already know everything's staged or rehearsed or whatever. Just go there and block traffic. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? But people are doing it. Like I said before, there was another incident where, the car's moving and the lady or guy, whatever it was, walked while the car was moving, walked in front of it, and now, oh, ICE did it again. They hit somebody, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and
It's like, shut up, bro. Shut
what
up.
would so it's already like a fact It's not even like a fact. It is a fact that they have companies and people that are even in China that are paying for these people to be out there, but not all of them. So I'm going to summarize it the way Benny Johnson did it. Okay. Um, well, I summarize it, just paraphrase. There's
Yeah.
a guy in China or a group of people in China that are cajillionaires, right? Once you're a billionaire, you just have unlimited money. What they're doing is they're paying a certain amount of people a certain amount of dollars to be there and agitate pretty much 24/7. And the proof of that is that we keep seeing the same people in these videos. So
Hmm.
you have to make a living somehow, some way.
They
You're not
travel.
all on a pension. You're not all, yeah, they travel, they get all expenses paid. And what happens is then you get the people that are angry for no reason because they're sheep and they want to get in there and they do it for free. It's sort of like Eminem shouting in the club, "Yo, jump that dude. Everyone's going to do it." He's not going to pay them to do it. They'll just do it for free. So,
Shouting for no reason, bro. That's gold. Just letting you know.
no, I
Shouting for
appre
no reason. It's gold because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? These people are going out there, they're being told what to do,
yes.
but they're not being explained the possible repercussions of this. Like, it's almost like saying, in the military, hey, this won't go off by itself. Someone has to detonate it by hand. And you got the one guy like, I'll do it for my country. Pop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like get off that ride. Like,
So,
dude, th- what's happening right now is everything's being provoked. Okay. And you know the expression, fuck around, you're gonna find out. Okay.
damn right.
And it
I
won't be too
fucked around
long.
and found out
Yeah.
too many times.
No, dude, it won't be too long. Like, oh, you want to play like that? Okay, you know what? Forget the reserves. I'm sending in the military. You know what I'm saying?
Really, really
And
quick,
you don't want that,
just
bro.
yeah, just really quick. I had to interrupt you because I do want you to appreciate the fact that me and you have fucked around many
Yeah.
times and found out.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone is qualified, like if they wanted a certificate, like you guys are talking about psychology, do you have your PhD? Well, we have our PhD in stupidity, and I can't speak for you, but I could definitely speak for
Yep.
myself.
Yep.
Okay, so I
Yep.
understand how stupid some of these people could be because coming from where I came from and my background, and even your background, growing up in New York was one of the hardest things you could
Yes,
possibly
it was.
do. So in the Bronx specifically, dude, it's like you walk around a corner, you're in fucking danger. It's here, you walk around the corner, maybe a squirrel will attack you once every 10 years. That doesn't even make sense.
Hey,
So here's my point, really quick,
yeah.
so I can stop blabbing. Um, yeah, we do need to appreciate where we came from, and people one day will tell our story on here. We'll go back and forth and just talk about, what you've been through, what I've been through, because that can also help people as well. So if you see two random people here that you think is just podcasting because they just talking out of their ass, like,
Hmm.
no, we're
Yeah,
we're not
no, no,
stupid.
no. I've seen a
Yeah,
lot, that's for sure. I've seen plenty. Like when I lived on Marshallou, which you're familiar with, dude.
absolutely.
It's
I
not
still
even
dream about that place. Sorry, go
it's
ahead.
not even a long distance across Marshallou,
Mm-mm.
but all the bad was on the other side. Like I
On
remember
my
going,
side.
I remember going across the street, or across the parkway, and it's lined up with bars, and every time I go there, something's going down. I remember seeing a stabbing, and I'm like, "Oh, that dude's dead." You know what I mean? But like we live it and walk away. We don't jump in like, "Hey, come here, and
Well,
interfere." You know what I'm
may I
saying?
elaborate on that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Bainbridge is actually in the Guinness Book of Records for 40
Yes.
bars in
Yep.
one
And
avenue,
one
one
strip,
strip.
and
Yeah, I mean it's a strip. So the interesting part is where I lived was where the D train started. Do
mhm.
you remember that? right
Yeah.
there on
Yep.
205 or like right there. Me and my daughter, we were watching recently. Because they have tours of everywhere. If you ever want to tour your neighborhood right now, just go to
Yep. They
YouTube
do
and
it.
type your neighbor. Yeah, so because everyone's doing it and it's pretty cool. I actually enjoyed it. A lot of cameras. Holy hell, dude! There's a camera like every 10 feet. But my point to that was because where I was located, we were on the fifth floor on that side of the building. Yeah, we were in 5D. The other building we were in 4D. So in 5D, where we're located, you can see the actual corner where everyone fought every single night. Henry,
Yeah.
and to the audience,
And
I
that was
shit you,
normal.
I
That was
shit you
normal.
not. I dare anyone to go online and look at the police records. I guarantee you they were
Yep.
called there every motherfucking night. When you have 40 bars in one avenue,
Hmm.
before Gun Hill and all the way to what was that park at the end? I think it was the 40th precinct or the 50th precinct 50. I forget
Uh,
the park.
yeah, it is right there on Webster,
And it
if I'm not mistaken.
transitions to
Yeah.
Parkchester,
Yeah.
eventually if you keep going. But anyway, um we know what we're talking about. Uh we understand how all of this works. And when it comes to a situation where, like, if you think for 1 second, I'm going to put my hands on a police officer that has a gun that you guys are calling Nazis and Gestapo, wouldn't that be the last thing you want to do?
Just saying, bro. Just saying. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? These people are provoking and jeopardizing people's lives, you know? And these are federal agents, and you're jeopardizing their lives. What did you think was going to happen? Like, what, what did you think was going to happen to
Dude,
you?
they're
Like,
literally just doing their jobs.
you know, pushing, shoving, interfering, it's all against the law. But, if you don't realize that these people are told to do that, then you're stupid, straight up. You're
No, and
you're
and
you're
I
you're a moron.
and I
But they
agree.
you
Yeah.
you have this lady right here saying, "Oh, Renee Good." You know what? She shouldn't have been in the middle of the goddamn street, bro. You know what I'm saying? What did you think was gonna happen? Okay, maybe the guy shouldn't have been in front of the car, but he was. The fact is, dude was in front of the car. It doesn't matter. Maybe he didn't. He could have been like, "Hey, we got guns. She ain't going nowhere." Guess what? She did,
No,
and she followed.
what's crazy about that part too. Um, no, excuse me. What's crazy about that whole entire scenario is like people are like, why was he in front of the car? Okay. Even if he stood in front of the car like a cocky person, like some of these dumbasses have done that we've seen with our own fucking eyeballs, jumping in front of vehicles, trying to push vehicles back,
Yeah.
like getting in front of it. So I guess my point is that what harm is he doing by standing in front of the vehicle? That's the real question. He's not caught. Hold on, really quick. I just got to get this out.
Okay,
Just give me like 5 seconds.
okay.
What harm is he causing by being in front of the vehicle versus the harm that she can potentially do? All she has to do is hit him like he did. If he fell back and hit the back of his head, he could have had a concussion or just been in a coma for years from just 5 miles per hour. But yeah, I want to hear what you got to say. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting what you said there. What harm does it do? You know, if you're a law enforcement officer, federal agent, doesn't matter, you know, um, if I stood in front of a car, you don't know what's going through my mind. I'm like, oh, they're not gonna move because if they move, they're gonna find out. You feel what I'm saying? I'm
What do
not
you
saying,
mean?
well, okay, if I'm in the car, let's say I'm in the
Yeah.
car,
Okay.
and,
Yeah.
and I saw people surround me with guns, not out, just I know.
Federal agents or
Yes,
like thugs?
yes.
Because
I
there
am
is a difference,
aware. Yeah,
obviously.
I am
Yeah.
aware they have guns. Okay,
But they're
I'm
federal agents.
dude. I'll get out the car, comply, do whatever. But these
Of
people
course.
are
You're
told
smart.
what to do. They're saying, "Oh, if they come at you, just drive off." You know. So unfortunately, she got had. You know,
It should have never happened.
her life was extinguished. But what's going to be interesting is just a fun fact. They're in our hood now, back in the Bronx. They're on 231st, Marshallou, Van
Cedric.
Cortlandt, Cedric. They're all there now.
Okay.
And if you recall, when Biden allowed them to come in, you had California, Texas, and so on and so on. But for some reason, they went to New York. Don't know why. Maybe the drugs are better there. Who knows? You know what
Oh,
I'm
so
saying?
here's an interesting fact for you. I was chatting with my brother. I should always chat with him on a daily basis, but it was last week or whatever, and we I was joking around. I was saying, "Yo, I ain't going to New York if I ain't strapped." And he was like, "Yeah, I know, yada yada." And I'm like, "No, I don't think you understand. Like, I'm not
No, you
going
don't
to
know.
New York if I can't be strapped. It's just not happening. Even during a funeral, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
yeah.
That's how valuable I see my life, and that's specifically for my child, bro. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
every decision based on if daddy does this, is it going to affect her no
I
matter
see your
what?
point. I see your point. You're
Here in
absolutely right.
Virginia, I can strap anywhere I go. And you know what? If I can't go there, I don't. You
Well,
understand?
to add to that, okay, the point is you have something to live for, you have something to protect, and you would do anything to protect it. Okay, whether
Yes.
it be a person, life, whatever situation you're in. So here you got Renee Good, okay, who has kids.
Yeah,
Okay.
makes no
And
sense.
and
That I
she
guess that's
didn't think
yes.
about that. She just didn't think
Dude,
about that.
no.
Like, there's no way in the world,
Mm-mm.
okay? And there's a lot of cases where people put other things in front of them first before their kids. You know, this is your child. This is your life. You know what I'm saying? Yet she had no problem doing that. She really didn't. Like,
And what
everything's
people
fine.
don't yeah, and what people misunderstand, and the only reason why I'm saying this, I'm not, again, for anyone listening, we're not talking like we don't know what we're talking about. Like we do know what we're talking about. And
We've been
I
there,
don't
bro.
look, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but if I was the same officer that decided to walk in front of your car, hoping that you're not stupid enough to run me over, it doesn't matter what the protocols are. I'm just hoping you're not dumb enough to try to hit me with your car because I will shoot you. You want to know why? Because, and this is me speaking for him at this point. I have a
Yeah.
wife and I have kids. Why? Why is it fair for you to act like a dumbass for no reason? Your cause had zero effect. The only thing what she did, Henry, the only thing that she did was spark up more
Yeah.
fuel for people to become more hateful. These
Hey.
people that are coming out really quick, these people that are coming
Yep.
out as these Border Patrol agents, and these are patriots trying to protect their family, my family, your family, whoever's
Yep.
watching
Yep.
family. If you think otherwise, like they're just going out there because it's like sport to capture people. Meanwhile, they could get, bro, okay, I'll leave it at this right here. I'll leave it at this. The potential of them running into a cartel that'll slaughter them and their entire family is higher than you can ever fucking imagine.
Exactly. I'm glad you mentioned that. Did you know that in Mexico, you and I can go over there and they were like, hey, you may not want to go 2 miles down this road because the cartel may take you.
Yeah,
If
no,
you
thank you.
just if you decide to ride down that road because nobody's taking me, bro, that's on you. Honestly. It's on you, okay? And what kills me is we could fight right now. We could have, protesters come out. Oh, no, why are you taking the immigrants? That's wrong. But yet we have thousands, maybe millions, who knows, of homeless vets that are bums, but nobody fights for them. These are the people that fought for your freedom. These are the people that lost limbs. These are people that are struggling in life, but nobody fights for them. You know,
So,
they they, they,
mm,
they rather fight for people who gets all this, like, oh, come on into this country. Here, you're hooked up, benefits, food.
well, that's obviously for votes,
Yeah, absolutely. And guess what? Biden lost. Go figure.
but it's still for votes. That's the
Yeah.
point. It's a thin line when it comes to the actual votes and the popular votes and then the electoral votes. Um, let's play some more videos.
Go ahead.
We have all the time in the world. I'm not worried about it. But I do want to get to some stuff that I think you would be uh intrigued with. Okay, so let's take it. Can you see this right here, Henry? I just want to make sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so uh just so everyone knows, like I still don't have my studio set up. So normally I'll have about three screens where I can see what you can see and then what they can see. Right now I'm just working from my laptop in my kitchen, and it's been challenging. Very it's felt like uninspiring to do, but I'm literally forcing myself to do this right now. You
It's good,
understand?
bro. It's good. You got to get the point across, bro. It's
Yeah,
good to
no, you have to. Like
be
when
in
you
the
want to,
bathroom. Be in the bathroom.
yeah, when you want to lose weight, you have to force yourself to do so. And same thing here. Like I want to get my point across, and I feel like it's our duty. Like when religious people, and I'll keep this short. Religious people, people that are in congregations, the synagogues, the kingdom halls, etc. They say like, "Yo, it's your duty to spread the knowledge that you have about God." I feel the same way, but in my
Yeah.
way, like in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
own way.
Agreed.
It's our duty to say, hey, look, if we have something to talk about that's going to be beneficial to one person, because now we have 27 subscribers, hey, that's people that are listening. Keep listening, and I'm going to continue doing it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Um, let's watch this disgusting, yo, bro.
I've seen this
Absolutely.
man.
I know I have to, but I
Pink,
just
Pink,
want
Pink,
you.
and Justin Bieber. Yeah,
This is disgusting, bro.
it
This kid
is
is what, at this age, 15?
something like
15
that.
years
Yeah.
old?
Yep.
He's not 18, and even if he was 20, like, dude, no. Fucking disgusting.
What?
Did you see his face?
Yes. Like what the hell?
He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
for real, bro? Like, is this really cool? So,
Mhm.
Justin Bieber at that age, right? If you're getting grabbed by, little teenagers and stuff, that's a total different story. Because teenagers are going to be teenagers, and I'm not condoning
Mhm.
in it. Absolutely not. But at the same time, we have to appreciate the fact that, yes, it does exist. And I'm sure he doesn't react like that. But when it comes to like, this is probably a phase, Henry, where if you've kept up with it, which I'm sure you have. I'm just speaking to the
Oh
audience right
yeah.
now. Like if you've kept up with this, you'll know like, yo, this dude was frustrated from the beginning. You could see it in his face when Diddy's like, yeah, we're gonna party hard for 3 nights or whatever. You could see it in his face. He's just like, holy shit, I want this, but do I really want it?
And
um
that's the thing, the power of money, man. Unfortunately, even that right there disgusts me. Look at that
Holy,
smile.
that's ironic, right? I just like clicked it by accident and boom, it went right to there. That
Look at that
fucking
smile Diddy has,
and this looks like French Montana. Let's
Yeah.
let me play this. It's like 60 seconds or some shit. Give me a second.
I will from the sidewalk. I'm a human being standing around my car. For the next 48 hours,
This is that video I was talking about.
he's with me, so yeah.
Bro, that is like let me see your
That's
facial expression. Okay, yeah, I see.
that's scary,
And
bro.
we gonna go full crazy.
Yeah, man. Sad. You know, I I think in his mind, his career was over when all this happened, bro. You know, I'm surprised that he, got involved with somebody, got a kid, so on and so on, and eventually put something new out or whatever. But
Henry,
it's sad, bro.
what do you mean? You don't know Justin Bieber's story?
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah, he
Elaborate.
has a kid and he has a
No,
wife.
no, 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 no. That's what I'm saying. Like he got involved with somebody and has a kid now.
Yeah.
Took off for a couple of years and I think recently just put something out, you know what I'm saying? But it's listening to what he's been putting out is almost sad. You know what I mean? You know, the dude's been through a lot, you know. Is it fair to say that he didn't grow up to be a man? Something like what Michael Jackson went through in his little career being a kid, even with the Thriller album,
They
just
didn't have a
Well,
childhood.
yeah, exactly. They were men at 15. They were turned into men. Like this is what life is about. Come on.
Well, yeah, you could be turned into a man's duties at 15, but that doesn't make you a man. Let's finish watching this really
Yeah,
quick.
right.
Real quick. What a faggot. Yo, Diddy was a fucking homo.
Well,
Yo, bro, Diddy was a homo faggot motherfucker, bro. If I could punch him in in his fucking face,
hmm
because I used to work for the fucking piece of shit. I would punch him in it. Yo, bro, and
but,
it's not
but
even
don't
about
forget.
like, but really quick, it's not about violence, right? Because
Uh-huh.
like, okay, I want to punch him in his face. Like, I don't literally want to punch him in his face. I want to I want him to feel and understand what I went through working for him, even for the small amount of time as a small person, not and let alone all the people that were doing other crap. But go ahead, yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like
but what
I'm not
to
trying
be
to be
fair,
violent, yeah.
to be fair, and don't take this the wrong way, but
Sure.
lucky for you, that might have been just the beginning, and you got out just in time because
Thank
who
God.
knows, you could have been the victim.
Thank
You know what I'm
God.
saying?
No,
You could have been the one buying the party drugs for him. You could have been the one staging the parties. Who knows? But I know you well enough that you've been like, yeah, let me get out of here quick. You know what I'm saying? And that was in the
yeah.
90s. It was in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. You
Yeah,
know,
no,
and
yeah, it was.
you know, I believe that was just the beginning for Diddy. But just imagine if you was working for him when he was already, hey Vic, you want to meet Justin? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't see Justin at that time because Justin, I'm older than him, so but
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
did see excuse me. Uh some of the people that were in the documentary, and my cousin was one of them.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I put a post on it on
Yeah.
Facebook. Uh, my cousin, he made the documentary. I want to watch it again because maybe I'm in there somewhere like in the background, but I am. You can see me in a video right before Aaliyah died. They had a baseball game, and I'll find it online. We'll research that one day, because it's still there. Uh, they had a baseball game or whatever, and long story short, it I got into a lot of trouble because I forged a signature to get out there. I was only 15 years old, or like 14 or some shit. Um, but as far as Diddy, I think the it was Dream that I saw. I remember G Dep. He dropped, then he left. And I was always curious about that. I was like, where the hell did G Dep go? They just dropped an entire album, and I liked G Dep a little bit. And then after that, it got really shady. Like it was getting like really, really like these street team members were taking the product and throwing it into the dumpster. And I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that to one of the managers. I said, "Yo, bro, look, I want to get, involved in this industry. I'm doing this shit pretty much for free at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But these motherfuckers are wasting our time. Like you can't promote when you're dumping the fucking marketing material in the dumpster." And I was called a snitch for that, and I don't give a shit because it was the truth. What do you expect me to do? I didn't have any fucking power to say this is wrong because it was fucking wrong. I'm a businessman. I've always been business oriented. So it never made sense that you're gonna waste the money on product to throw it in a dumpster, and then you come back and you're like, yeah, we promoted everything, but then the sales are like shit. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever experienced. And we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars of marketing and promotional material that these motherfuckers were dumping into the fucking trash
Yep.
can.
Yep.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yep.
Um, So that's the reason why I got out of Bad Boy, because I could have been like one of these cucks, even like Justin Bieber. Like I'll do anything, like I have talent, I'll do anything, and like keep
Mm-hmm.
my mouth shut about that and squeeze, like it's fucking
Well,
bullshit, dude.
you gotta remember something. When you're dealing with someone who has money, power, or whatever, you take the chance, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And it could lead to like a darker side of a relationship that you didn't ask for. And I firmly believe that Justin did not ask for that deep relationship. I think he was hooked, reeled in, and I got you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's all that happened. You know, things happen that, you know, I would tell the world what happened here while in the 48 hours or whatever, and now he's trapped because he's been trying to explain it, like, in so many ways, that, his experience with Diddy wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? But, count your blessings, if you will, that Epstein didn't get you. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus, yeah, who the
You
fuck
might have been too
knows, bro?
old. Yeah, you might have been too old for that.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We're gonna do the Epstein interrogation.
Mm.
Um, Let me know when you want to pause because the way I have the screen set up this time, I can't see you, which that's what I want. Unless I'm going back and forth because I want everyone to see the entire screen and whoever is going to pop up, whatever. So just, tell me pause and we'll get it done. I think this is going to be the last video. The other videos are irrelevant. I think the most important thing, just knowing our street smart knowledge, let's say,
I've
Jeffrey
seen some of
Epstein.
this. Yeah, I've seen some
Yeah,
of it. It's
I
interesting.
haven't seen any of this shit.
It's
So
interesting, bro.
it's
Yeah,
gonna be good.
yeah.
So let's let her rip. Let me know when you want to pause it and comment. Look at this motherfucker. I just want to punch his face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just want to I want to punch his fucking face, bro.
Now this is them asking him questions and he'll answer, correct?
These are all, look, you see right there, interrogations,
Mm-hmm.
depositions.
Yeah.
Good morning.
We'll obviously skip through stuff, so.
Yeah.
But again, when you want to pause it, just let me know.
We're now on the video record. Today is Wednesday, the 17th day of February, 2010. The time is 11:16 a.m. We're here at your sleep.
Bro, he's sitting there like, okay, I know I have to do this for the court of law, but I'm gonna
Yep.
get away with everything, and fuck
Yep.
you guys.
Yep. Like,
Support. 444.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got a lunch to go to. Hurry up. That's his attitude. I got things.
Yo, quite literally.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yes. All right, let's continue.
Avenue, West Palm Beach, Florida. This is the videotape deposition of Jeffrey Epstein, taken by the plaintiffs in case number 5020.
Yo, bro. Okay, this is the last time I'm gonna randomly stop it. I'm sorry.
Yo, man, he's like, you wasting my time, bro.
Yeah, he's
got
looking
kids-
right now. Hold on,
I
let
got
me add.
kids to eat.
Let me. Oh, God damn it!
Yeah.
That was pretty witty.
Yeah.
I got kids to feed. I mean, eat. All right, look.
Man with money, man. Man with money, bro.
What I was gonna say is like, this is not a man with money. This is billionaire. Remember, it's a total different class of humans. So it's just like, oh my God, if this goes
You're
any
wasting my time.
hold on, if this goes any longer, Kim Jong-un is not gonna give me the girl that I want because I'm late this time. That's how deep I'm going with
I
that
said
shit.
John Un.
Kim Jong-un.
Yo, you hard, bro. Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
think that's not possible? They probably got. All right, let's go.
08CA028051 NBAB.
Bro, his arrogance. I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Holy shit.
This is the attitude of you are wasting my time, bro. I got better things to do right now. And it's not with you.
All right, I promise to the audience. Last time I'm gonna do that, but the arrogance is just yo, bro. You can feel it. I'm glad we're on the same page. All right,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
ready?
The matter of LN versus Jeffrey Epstein, filed in the 15th Judicial Circuit in Fort Palm Beach County, Florida. Court reporter Terry Becker reviews legal support. The videographer Joe Rogan reviews legal support. Would all counsel please state their appearance for the record?
Brad Edwards on behalf.
Oh, here
Mr.
we go.
Jaffe.
Not Mike, but Stephen Jaffe.
Michael Pike on behalf of Jeffrey Epstein.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. Can you give us your name?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Mr. Epstein, you made a comment when you came in the room that you were appreciative of me being respectful to your housekeeper yesterday, and I intend for that to be the same with you today. I want to start by asking you, at this point, we've gone through a lot of discovery in this case. There aren't many disputed facts as to what actually happened at your house. And generally, I think you would agree that you devised a way for young females to come.
Bro.
Ooh, took off the glasses to get ready to come up with some bullshit.
Bro.
To your house and engage in varying degrees of sexual activity. Some of the girls as young as 12, some of them as old as 17 or
That hurts to hear, bro. Honestly, bro. That really hurts to hear. Yep.
Let's hear his response, and then we're gonna skip a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, right.
so, most in between. But as of yet, you haven't provided an explanation. So I want to provide you an opportunity to tell the jury at this time why you did it.
I'm going to object to confusing, compound, and irrelevant as wording.
I'd like to answer that question, frankly. However, at this time, my attorneys have told me that I can't, and I must invoke my Fifth, Sixth, and 14th Amendment rights are at risk losing their counsel. Accordingly, I therefore assert those rights. Sorry.
And in addition to that, I'm going to move to strike counsel's statement as narrative as well.
I understand.
I want to kick him in the fucking mouth. Excuse me.
You know what? He knows the law. That's all it is.
No, he
Okay?
doesn't.
And no,
Don't give him credit. No, fuck that.
hold
No.
on. He knew enough to invoke.
I know.
You know.
His lawyers are sitting right there in front of him.
Yeah.
You just don't be nice to him, please.
You know,
I would appreciate that.
You can't ask a question and because, oh, my lawyer said, God said.
No, what's disgusting
the
about
president
that?
said.
Okay, so yes, but what's disgusting about it is like I would love to answer that question.
Yeah.
But just like you just said, God said don't. Yo,
Yeah.
bro. Absolutely atrocious. Okay, let's skip let's skip 20 minutes at a time, I guess. Oh, how about this? Can you see what I'm doing right here?
Yeah.
You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
He got pink glasses on or orange. That's fucking weird. Fucking weirdo. This dude's a weirdo, dude. Oh my god. All right.
Millions of dollars. So unfortunately, at this time, in response to your questions, my attorneys have advised me that I must assert my
If you can articulate that point.
Form compound argumentative.
Rothstein Rosenfeld Adler has been described by the U.S. Attorney as a criminal enterprise, and as part of the largest fraud in Florida's history, it has been reported that your firm fabricated multiple cases using me and against me in order to fleece unsuspecting investors out of millions of dollars.
Another longtime friend of yours is Ghislaine Maxwell, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I intend to respond to all relevant questions. I'd like to answer most of the questions today, but I can't because my attorneys have counseled me that I cannot provide.
That dude, no.
Yeah, he's caught. He's caught right here, bro.
No, bro, come on, stop, bro. Your attorneys, you want?
We're talking about his best friend right now, who probably knows everything. Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
Let's
Same
just
feeling.
let's skip. Yeah, skip.
Assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment right.
Oh, again, everything's the fucking 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 18th, the 20th. Like, dude.
Oh, he went to the 14th Amendment.
You know what?
Dude, trust me, man. Either he's being coached by his lawyer or he just knows the law.
I'm not. We don't need to waste time on this fucking video because all he's gonna keep doing, they're gonna ask him questions, and we're just gonna keep getting upset because he's like claiming all this bullshit. You know what? In the court of law, in my world, if it was my country or just my fucking existence or whatever the case is, you can't have a lawyer. No, you're not allowed to have a lawyer.
No.
You speak for yourself.
You know,
and let the internet decide, right? I guess. Oh, fucking no.
Well, you know, unfortunately, hey, listen. That's interesting you said that because it is up to the internet. Oh, he didn't do it. Oh, he did it. Oh, he didn't do it. Oh, he did it. It just goes back and forth. You know, you could show him doing something in the video. Oh, that's fake. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how we're living now, bro. Fucking assholes. Fucking cunt.
All right, so let's okay, we're gonna end this on a little bit of violence. Like violence, but not violence, I guess. Let's okay, so we got 3 more videos to go over that I want to share with you. And these are headlines, of course. I haven't seen any of these, specifically these. So this is the whole Billie Eilish situation.
Hold on before you even go there.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
You know, she messed up. You know, she went on and Jarvis said, "Don't do anything political." Play right here, him.
You
Okay,
want me to
and
play it first and then you
yeah, go
comment?
ahead, go ahead.
Okay, hold on.
No position to lecture the public about anything. Cautionary warning from Ricky Gervais. He tried to tell these celebrities that nobody freaking cares. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and off. Okay? Tried to warn them.
Mm-hmm.
Take it.
And here Billie Eilish said, "How can you deport people on stolen land?" Okay,
Well, no, that's not what she
that
said.
that that stirred up like, "Oh, it's conquered land, whatever."
I'm joking. I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just
It
kidding.
doesn't matter, but the irony that some tribe came up and said, "Oh, your house is built on sacred land." Okay, let's see how long it takes before she be like, "Oh my God, let me move." You know
Well,
what I
let's
mean?
see. Let's take it from right there. Right there. Hold on. We'll continue. Hold on.
It's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting.
What a stupid bitch. Sorry.
And our voices really do matter, and the people matter. And I say sorry.
Pretty much as incoherent.
Yeah. Go ahead. Continue. I just wanted to play a clip of what you were talking about. Mode?
I just think it's sad because
Oh, there you go.
you know, she obviously indicates what millions, or not what, how millions of people think about this situation. Okay? Because she's not the only one. Everybody else thinks that, like,
Thinks what?
where, oh, we came here and killed the Indians and
I
came
doubt
up,
that.
and
I
came
think
up with like,
it's and the only reason why I'm saying that is because you have Hollywood that's slowly dying off as far as like what we are talking about yesterday, like, mainstream and what's popular on YouTube or whatever. You could clearly see the comments.
well, don't forget too, okay? If we got protesters that are told what to do, we don't know how these people are doing it. Hey, just go up there and say this because we want to stray away from ICE for a minute. Let it be all about you. You know what I'm saying? And it's very dangerous for what we're looking at because I'm shocked that she even said what she said. First of all, okay, um, here you are. You started as a suicidal singing fucking music girl.
Isn't that
You know
strange?
what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
And
Yep.
now we're showing boobs, breasts and all this and that, and
Dude,
everything
she's
changed.
talking about in her hit song, the I'm a nice guy, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Bro, she's literally talking
Yep.
about taking
Yep.
someone's father as a teenager.
Yep.
You're like openly admitting that you're susceptible to pedophilia.
Exactly.
Oh, and that's a number one fucking hit on the radio.
Why not, bro? No, hold on. Come on, man. We listen to enough music. Why not? Because if you could get 1 million listeners, you're in the game.
All right.
Hands down.
Next topic, real quick. A little LA home invasion that we're gonna do because we have to just like uh smooth it out so we can
Yeah.
get past
Yeah.
this. So obviously every day I think from this point on we're going to be talking about the Epstein files and just like
Mm-hmm.
stupidity like Billie Eilish, like, yeah, stolen land, but she ain't going to give up her land, obviously.
No.
I guarantee you if me and you went over there to go steal her land, like quite literally at gunpoint, she would call the cops immediately. She's
Yep.
not, you know what I'm saying? So it's just so stupid. All right.
Mhm.
Let's watch this little clip right here.
Attempted home invasion caught on camera, but the unsuspecting homeowner winds up pulling a gun on his attackers. I'm Joy Rand.
I'm Michelle Fisher. That homeowner speaking out about the frightening ordeal to Eyewitness News reporter Sophie Flay. She is live in Koreatown with that story for us tonight. Sophie.
So this is the reason why I carry, excuse me. I'm going to tell you a few things right here. Let's bring it back to the beginning.
Attempted home invasion caught on camera, but the unsuspecting homeowner.
This dude has zero control over his weapon. You should never hold your weapon the way he's holding it right there. That's why he's losing control. Had he been a crack shot, and look, I understand, like, you're like, oh, you'll never know what you do in that position. No, I've been in situations like this. No, I've never had to fire a weapon at someone. But at the same time, when it comes to precision and protecting, yeah, just control of the situation, whether you're going hands-on with someone or whether it's a firearm. I've had a dude pull out a knife on me and I control the situation by strategically knocking him out. That's not to say I'm the baddest dude on earth, dude. I've gotten my ass handed to me plenty of times. But what's happening here, you don't pull your weapon out unless you're gonna shoot to kill. And he's doing a really terrible, like, look at his fingers. You cannot hold a weapon that way. Absolutely not.
Asian caught on camera, but the unsuspecting.
Like, yo, his hands are all over the place. Look at that. He has zero control over the firearm.
Look at the aim.
Yeah, and the scary part about this is that, again, you know, like when I showed you a video a while ago, like last year or some shit, and I was like, if you're gonna have a firearm, please learn how to use it. You know, like,
I
remember
that.
I sent you like a little short video, not on like YouTube or anything,
Yeah,
but
YouTube
I was like, yeah, if you're gonna do it, you know, make sure you can control it the way I just did, because what happens is if you start panicking, and I'm not saying, look, man, again, I'm not saying that I won't panic in a situation where I have to use my firearm, but what I'm saying is that you want to train yourself mentally to handle these situations, and the way he did it is scary because then he's going towards them. No, you have to retreat.
A gun on his attackers.
What the fuck is he doing?
I'm Michelle Fisher. That homeowner speaking out about the frightening
don't go
ordeal
to
Eyewitness
them.
News reporter
You
Sophie Flay. She is live in Koreatown.
He's fucking nuts.
Bro,
He's nuts.
yo, dude, I would have never looked at it that way. You know what I'm saying? A girl in I forgot what state, she got arrested because you have the video of people out there just recording and she didn't like it. So she comes out with her gun saying, I will shoot you if you come towards me.
You can't
So
do
she
that.
was
Yeah.
so she was provoking it. Needless to say, she got arrested. I know that.
Yeah, well, it's the
You know
same
what I'm saying?
thing here. You can't chase people to shoot them because if you shoot someone in the back, it's automatic sentence. You can't do that. That goes for cops, that goes for anyone.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of having a firearm, and anyone, whoever's watching, you could look this up. Yes, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. I'm not going to talk, and if I'm wrong, of course, you could always call me out. But when someone is retreating, right, running away, you can't shoot them. You have to, your duty is to retreat after the threat is gone. Because if they're not coming after you any longer, then you have to allow the police officer and the police officers and the government to further do what they have to do. Do I agree with you? Absolutely not. Like, if someone's coming at me like that, okay, they should be killed dead. We don't need people like that on this earth, bro. Terrorizing families, bro. What if he was a father of three? You're gonna leave a like what happened to my father? You murdered my fucking father, and we grew up without a fucking father. That's fucking shitty shit. People like you should not be on this earth. However, we have to follow the law. So no, you cannot chase someone and start shooting. No, that's not the way it works. According to the law, if it was my way, they should be executed immediately. No prison. That we gotta pay. You know why you don't get paid enough, Henry? Is because you're paying for people in prison. See it however you want. That's the truth.
Now, I will add to that because I heard it all. Okay.
Sorry, I went on a little tangent.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's all good. I will add to it. You said it yourself. Yeah, I go to the gun range and I practice all the time, bullseye, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is when you put yourself in a actual situation,
Hmm.
maybe that's your response.
Never
It
know.
might not, it might not be the good one. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather pull out a piece, do a couple of shots, and like get back into the damn house where it's safe. Why jeopardize your life, first of all? Okay, and let the police take care of the rest. You know what I'm saying? Um, you compare this to a cop. I will say this, and
Well, look, okay, like,
it's my opinion on this, what I'm about to say. When it comes to the police, law enforcement, whatever, and let's say the guy was a cop or off-duty officer, chances are they're gonna slap him on the wrist and like, hey, 2 weeks, with pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas you would go to prison or have to go to trial. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
that's and to answer that question for anyone that's curious and knowing like, oh, why do cops get? Because they're a part of a union, and their union
Mhm.
don't fuck around. They're
Very, very
well,
powerful.
very powerful.
Yeah.
So for anyone, look, and I'm not saying that I know every little detail about that, but I do know for a fact that they have a very powerful union. It's in my opinion, it's acceptable so long as the dirty cops get the same punishment when they're actually like caught, like not like
Yeah.
assumptions because you never know. Um I am I it just I'm just shocked. Like, okay, let's watch this again because I was playing this while you were talking. I don't know if you saw it or not.
And trust me,
But
the dude went all out.
yeah,
Like
but
like
okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry,
you
man.
know, I've watched plenty of videos where it's just a couple of shots and kind of like walk away, get into your home. Dude already knows you have a gun. He dipped out. You know what I'm saying? But in that situation, just imagine, oh, you try to shoot me, motherfucker. Oh, get you. Like
You
there's
see what I'm doing, right?
like you can't have anger in this
Henry,
in
you
this.
see what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just making sure. Go ahead. Yep,
You
I'm
know,
listening.
but you got to look at it this way. To be fair, just imagine this guy had a gun in your chest. In your mind, your life is gone.
Yeah, but I've already experienced that, so I don't have to
But but
imagine
but
that.
but
I even have a police
yeah,
report. Yes.
so this guy is all about, I don't know, he'll come back later or he'll do this again, Yeah, just imagine having to look over your shoulder for an X amount of time, couple of days, weeks, months, years. You know what I'm saying? Um, it'd be foolish for the guy to come back, for a second round, because, he might come with a buddy though, like there's just so many scenarios on how to look at this. Um, as far as, how he's shooting, he missed every shot, so obviously he either, I'm gonna own a gun because I gotta
All
protect my
right.
family, but never
So
go to a gun range.
so let me okay, so there's a two ways that I see this, right?
Yeah.
Me, again, I've been held at gunpoint. Kind of like that.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Now, if my family's in the house, okay, you see this gun right there? This
Mm-hmm.
dude is dead. Now his entire family is vulnerable.
Yep.
His gun is not drawn yet. If he wanted to, he could have shot him dead right there. That's it.
Yep.
When someone held me, kind of like that, held me and one of the waitresses I was in charge of and messing around with, But we were walking down the alley. It was about 3:40, and like I said, you could look up the police report. It's there for anyone who ever wants to say blah blah. Like it's there in Virginia Beach, right there on the 4th of July. I forget what year it was specifically off the top of my head, but we were held at gunpoint. We shouldn't have been in that dark alley per se. I did not react like this. Why? Because I did have like $300 to $400 in my pocket in cash. I didn't pull that out. All he kept, waving the gun. He was like, give it up," and he dug the gun into the waitress's purse. I think her name was Liz. I forget exactly off of the top of my head, but he took her entire purse. She was in the military too, so he took all her credentials. For me, I was like drunk, but I was chill because I'm not stupid. I'm street smart. I've been through
Yeah,
shit like that,
yeah.
even in the Bronx. Like not at gunpoint specifically, but I've been through some scary shit.
Hmm.
So I gave him, I put my keys and a lighter in his hand, and he dropped it. He's like, "No, I ain't looking for that, fam." He said whatever, but he had the purse, so he ran off. While he was running up the street on Birdneck Boulevard next to the Waterhouse. For anyone that's watching this, that's in that area, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about, where they just built that new school or just added to the school over there, and again in Birdneck Boulevard towards the ocean front. There was a car that came up and it like and they blocked the road. He jumped in the car and then they took off. uh we went back to my place. I think it was on 24th Street or some shit. I forget exactly where it was. We did our thing and to relieve stress, and then the detectives came at 5 or 6 in the morning because they were so busy. So if that happened at 3:34, like that time is accurate. But when the detectives came over, it was about 5 or 6 o'clock, and we were just over it. Like we were so tired. But it took them hours and hours to come by because it was the 4th of July, and so many people got
Yep.
robbed. So my point to that was, if it was like my immediate family in my home, I would have most likely reacted this way. But at the same
Yeah,
time, again, if you look at the initial struggle, he's dead. His whole entire family is vulnerable right there.
yeah. This is a typical movie scene where I'm about to kill you, but let me explain what happened. And they spend 5 minutes reminiscing, on what happened. And
Yeah.
then the guy's like, while you was talking, I got you, pow. You know what I'm saying? It's
What the
you
hell is
know,
he shooting at? It's
I don't know. His aim is all over the place.
oh
Like
my
it's
God,
awesome.
it's embarrassing. And then he chases them. Bro, you're not even a crack shot and you're chasing them.
Well, if you notice in the video, he does a shot that clearly hits the wall, way away from the guy.
What are you talking
So,
about?
play the video.
Okay, I played all of it.
Watch,
You're
you're
not
gonna
a crack shot. You probably have maybe 15 rounds in that weapon, and you've already wasted about 7 on nonsense.
ready. Watch. He creeps around the car. Watch the wall.
Insane.
You see the dust. Look, missed
Oh,
him totally.
oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? So like I have a
Oh
friend.
my God. Yeah, like
I have a friend that goes to a gun range, and and I always tell him, hey, look, dude, in a real life situation, don't think that's a bullseye because now
no.
it's a
Yeah.
moving bullseye when you think about it. Look, ready? How? Just missed him. But as a matter of fact, you see the dust. I don't even see who shot it. Go back to that. Ready? Unless that guy shot it.
Look, because hold on.
Yeah. He turns around.
Yeah, it makes no sense. He can't shoot. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Accidental discharge.
Yeah, okay.
Bro, hold on. We'll analyze. We'll analyze.
From the robber, right?
Yeah, this dude over here. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Let me
So
open
he
it.
turned around and okay, so he did the actual shot.
Bro, We're gonna have
Okay,
to
so
play detective. Hold on. We got this.
that's what happened because the dude creeps up on the side.
Bro,
You see it?
accidental discharge, dude. One. Wait, look. I put it in slow motion. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Because if this guy's coming up here and he's shooting, he can't shoot like that. What were you gonna say?
Go
I'm
ahead
sorry.
and play it. Go ahead and play it. Then you see the guy dip out on the side of the car. So
This guy.
he might have did the shot and just missed.
I think he accidentally discharged his weapon over here.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about this, what I was talking about earlier, let's just go back. The crazy part is that this idiot decides to run towards people with guns that are actively going off. He accidentally discharged that. Look, just watch him. Look at him.
Yeah, you see his free hand go out.
Boom. He
Boom.
accidentally discharged it. Now, the scary part is that this dude has no idea where he's at. And he could easily, this guy jumps over the railing. He's like, no, I ain't having that over the thing.
Good observation. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, so like yeah, I saw that earlier too. So like again, I don't mean to sound repetitive, but like no control over the weapon as you can clearly see. He's not even holding it right, dude.
Now,
Like
you see that shot he did? Go back.
oh, I
What
think I
I'm
know.
thinking, that shot is what hit
Yeah,
the head.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
And then
Because
he
then
creeped
he
up on the
pops
side of
up.
the wall. Yeah.
Yep, you're right. Okay, so this is. I wish they could show the time, but they're not like showing all the stuff. So he didn't accidentally discharge, although it looks like it. But that was the dude shooting, and then he comes from around here. Okay, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. That's not making sense now. Do you understand what I'm talking about? He would have to shoot through the car to get here. You see what I'm saying? That's not to say that you're not right, but let's play it again. We'll play it again. We got plenty of time. Hold on. This is crazy. You don't ever,
The cup.
dude. This is
You see the cup? So much for the
excellent
cup.
marketing. It still keeps your coffee hot,
When in trouble, go to Circle K and get a good cup of coffee.
bruh. Zero control over the
Pow,
weapon. That's
pow.
embarrassing.
And then he goes to the side.
That's embarrassing.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it might not have been from him.
No, because look, and the reason why I'm saying is
And who's
he
this guy? Like randomly just running across? Because look,
that's the dude that jumps over the fence. So
he
there's two
points
of
the gun
them.
at him.
Bro, did you not see two people in the beginning?
Wait. Hold on. How did we know it wasn't the guy that ran off that did the shot?
That's a good point too.
Because you got to remember.
Okay,
Now
yeah.
guns in general is not like in the movies. Folks, don't ever believe in the movies when they hold their guns like this, down or with one hand.
It's stupid. Yeah.
What happens is when you shoot with one hand, your hand cocks back that much. So if it was him who did a missed shot, you would have seen his hand come up at least.
Okay, well, let's analyze and let's see real quick. Let's see.
Unless he's strong. Pow,
Zero
pow.
control. That's so embarrassing.
You
I'm
got the
sorry,
side
but
shot there. Okay, you know what? You're right. Then he
so
did.
he's running up like a big old dum dum.
Mhm.
Okay. Now we have this dum dum over here.
Now
Who the
watch.
hell knows what he's doing? He
Right?
ran.
He
This
does that.
guy.
Now look.
I think that was bro. Okay.
And he's holding the gun. No, yeah, that's a shot from somewhere. Look, if you go to the guy right now with your mouse.
What guy?
The guy.
This guy? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Just when he crouched down, you see his hands are forward and the shot came through. I
What's
think it might have been.
this?
Ready? Go ahead. I see it. Right? There goes the
I
gun.
think it was a fucking misfire. That's my opinion.
Or it could have been the fucking guy who walked by and then, you know what? I'm dipping out before the cops come.
All right, hold on. So yeah, it wasn't him. It's impossible. But it
Yeah.
could have been him. But why would he shoot there? So okay, even if it was one, so this is my point here. The dude in the white shirt or the gray shirt is behind the car. There's no fucking way he shot that.
No,
It's
no,
impossible.
he didn't shoot
What
that. It
that's
would have
clear as
grazed up
fucking
the
day.
car or something. It would have
So my point is that him, this dude right here, and the other dude had to have misfired. There is no target there. There's no target here. The dude comes from here. Look, look. Running, okay? Suddenly, boom, he misfired. Look at his fucking arm reach because this guy's gonna come from here. There's no fucking way he shot that. It's impossible. Unless the bullets curve. And if he shot, then it was still a misfire on both of their behalf. Now, I know there's going to be, you know, what's the sad part, bro, is that there's going to be investigations where it's just like, no, you know, the bullet could curve if, you know, Einstein said the laws of gravity. Like, it's always some stupid bullshit that they're always going to come up with.
It could be like that movie with I forgot the guy actor, but I know Angelina Jolie was in it.
That's what
And,
I'm referring to.
and when
Yeah.
they shoot guns, it curve. You know,
Yeah, so stupid. All right, so let's end this with a heartwarming video. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
Surveillance video showing a newly released surveillance video showing a stunning moment of compassion after a thwarted shooting at an Oregon high school.
Possibly going to be an active shooter now at Park Rose High School. Need more cars.
It happened back in May when 18-year-old Angel Granados Diaz made his way to the Fine Arts Building with a loaded shotgun under his jacket.
I saw the look in his face, look in his eyes, looked at the gun. I realized it was a real gun, and then my instincts just took over.
Keenan Lowe, the security officer and football coach, sprung into action. Lowe, a former University of Oregon wide receiver, rustled the gun away as students ran for their lives. Then,
bro, that is one of my worst fears, bro. Oh my God, bro. I can't.
Powerful embrace. After handing the gun off to another teacher, Lowe wrapped Granados Diaz in a hug.
I just wanted to let him know that I was there for him. I told him I was there to save him. I was there for a reason, and that, you know, this is a life worth living.
Police arrived soon after, taking the teen into custody. No one was injured. Thursday.
And, you know, I'm seeing that as a little rough, right? How they just treated the teen. But at the same time, I mean, you got to take precaution, bro. This kid
wasn't
is.
last year? Didn't you have a shooting over there in Virginia? If I'm not mistaken.
There was so yeah, that was concluded as well. I just forget the conclusion. The teacher was shot by a 6-year-old, excuse me. Got it from the parents. The parents were charged, but I just don't know what the end conclusion was. My thing here is, yeah, that's a terrifying thing. So, like, I'm around all day, like, in the local area. When Maya's in school during the week, I don't leave the area for DoorDash. I will ignore certain areas so I know, you know, I'm here. If I do get a phone call, I'm going to get to a point. When I do get a phone call from Hornsby, where she goes to school at, I'm not too worried because, again, I'm in the area. I don't see cops flying down the streets because it will fucking happen. And there are actual police officers that guard all the schools here. Every single school here in Williamsburg is guarded by police officers. I wish it was like that around the entire United States, but you know, it is here.
Well, to correct you on something,
Mhm.
it's not that it will happen because I don't know, you made it sound personal. It can happen anywhere.
Sure.
You know what I mean? you know. But what's good about how you said it was just your perspective because it happened already. You know, it could have been worse, but it happened already. And, Maya is going to be in high school before you know it, and so on and so on.
Jesus,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And, this is the last thing you need to worry about. The only thing, folks, anybody who has a teenage child, just train them. Look, you hear something going, just hide, hide in a closet, disappear, do the best you can. But, unfortunately, these situations, what happens is just picture you and I working at a school and you're hearing gunshots in the hallway. We're gonna panic. It's a normal instinct, you know. But if you train your mind to panic, I'm like, okay, hold on, let me relax. Let me think this through. What did dad tell me to do? What did mom told me what to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the problem that I have with that, and I'm in agreement with you. I am, but I just want to show you this video one more time and to the audience as well. Like,
Students ran for their lives. Then, a powerful.
so like, what I agree with you is what you're saying is that yes, we should be prone to understand that these things do happen and you do need to stay calm. The problem that I have is like, let's say within the past 3 weeks of delivering food, door dashing, going to a courthouse, I have to empty all my pockets,
Mhm.
right? I can't even bring obviously my firearm, and one time I'll get to that in a second. But courthouse can't bring anything in. They only let me bring my cell phone in because they know who I am. Like they've seen me deliver a million times. They're like, "Oh yeah, you're good. Just go what you need to do and come back." Obviously, so going to a hospital. There was a time I went to the hospital. I left my firearm in the car because I know you're not supposed to bring firearms into the hospital. But I did have my extra magazine on me. I went in there, I saw the guys, I was like, yo, bro. Because, like, depending on what pants I have, I can't tell, like, what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
carrying
yeah.
sometimes. Because, like, it's so comfortable, you're used to it. So I forgot I had my magazine in there, and I could feel my face blushing. I was just like, yo, bro. I got my magazine on me. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
And they were like, no, 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 it's fine. Just put it right there. Because, Virginia is a carry state.
yeah.
Um, I dropped off the food, whatever, came back out, and I told them, I'm like, yo, dude, I'm so sorry, bro. And they were like, no, no, you're good. Whatever. They was completely supportive. My problem is that when I go to pick up my daughter, there's no security check.
Yeah.
That's the fucking point.
Well,
I could just go pick my daughter up and hey, like
the one thing I know that schools did over the course of years is, when, every year there's some kind of shooting going on in the school. And what they did was replace all the doors where you can't shoot through it. They have a lock, so on and so on. Okay. But I'm gonna use you on the dark side. Nothing
go for it.
towards
Yeah.
you,
No, no, no. Go
okay?
ahead.
But here you said, "Oh, they know me." That they don't know you.
They don't. Yeah.
They don't. So, like in my position, if I was them, if that was my position, I'm like, yo, dude, you need to drop that off in the car. Bring it back to your car and then come back. Dude, I can't. Okay, I have my key set alone has a microphone jack, because it hangs in this fancy little, like it could be a Fender look-alike thing or whatever, and you just plug
Sure.
it into a hole. Okay. But those keys consist of other things that you could maybe use to pick a lock, pick this, pick that. And now when I go to the courthouse, I just take my car keys and leave my house keys in there because they always send me back. Um, just something interesting for you folks who have the meta glasses. Our courthouse here in
Mm,
Florida, they say nope, you can't come in with that. You know what I'm saying? Meta glasses. You know what I'm
that's
saying? But
interesting.
no,
Yeah.
but and the irony behind it is meta glasses does not link or you can't put anything special to it, like a watch, where you can have a watch where you can make phone calls on. Okay, Meta glasses workly strictly off your phone to Bluetooth or whatever.
Well,
And
for
if you have to go,
now, for
yeah, if
now.
you have to go into a courthouse and turn off your phone, like I don't see the harm in it, but I get it. You know what I'm
Henry,
saying?
for now, that's what you would tell
Yeah.
me.
Like I had a court official tell me, "Hey, you got to turn off your watch." I'm like, "Dude, this can't make phone calls. It does. There's no camera on it. You know what I'm saying?" But
Yeah.
respectfully, I'm not going to challenge that, so I'll just turn it off. You
No,
know what I'm
I
saying?
and
But
yeah,
in due fairness, you know, I know you're a humble person. You ain't gonna do something stupid. But what about the next guy? You know?
that's the fucking point, dude.
Yeah.
Like so with the school that my daughter went from K to 5, they knew me, and not only did they know me, I was actively involved in that
Mhm.
school. First of all, second of all, I worked with some of the people that worked the side jobs in the school. So we all knew each other to
Yeah.
the point where I was just like, "Hey, Mary, can you send Maya down? I'm gonna pick up early today." She's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I got you." And you build that respectable rapport. So yes, that does exist, right? You know who's who,
Absolutely.
but
Mhm.
like you were just saying, if it's just like a regular thing where it's just like I could be planning that.
Yeah. Yep.
If there's a pattern of me doing this shit like so consistently where it's just like, okay, now I know I could bring my clip in. They're not paying attention. So yeah, like yo, dude, I'm 100% on board with you. And I guess my whole point to this was we need to be more diligent with our
Mhm.
schools. Just
Yep.
and you know where I was getting at.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no reason why anyone, just like today. Not today, yesterday actually. I went to go pick Maya up early because she had a dentist appointment. There was a lady that was in front of me, right? She rang the doorbell, boop, because everything is recorded now. There's cameras all over the fucking place. It is nothing like PS95, where you could just walk in the front doors and there's two security guards sitting there at
Mhm.
the front desk. Like, not nothing like that.
Nope.
This
Nope.
is like you ring the doorbell, and I do this for DoorDash, but the lady that went in front of me, she probably felt bad that she closed the door, but I took it as fucking right? Because she went in. You know what I'm saying? Like she went in and did not hold the door open for me. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't hold the door. Let them check in just like you did. I don't care if there's 10 people behind you. You see
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Let them do it. Yes.
You know, I will share this as my end piece. Um, you know that I did security in the schools, and in my years, which is a little over 13 years, okay, I've experienced guns. I remember affecting an arrest on a high school person. I think he was in 11th grade or whatever. He had a bag full of knives, you know, and this was in that school down Gun Hill, the Jamaican school. What was it called?
Jesus.
What I can't think of the name of the school off the top of my head right now, but I'll never forget that day, and it's very scary because doing school security, you don't have guns, but sure enough, in light of that, that's where all schools start to have the
Metal
meta
detectors.
meta detectors.
Yeah, I do
One
remember
of
that.
Here in Florida, one of a very renowned, very known hospital. They have a metal detector just going into the damn emergency room, bro. Yeah, it's like wow. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it's trying to
It's the
be.
same here. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to tell you. Yeah.
yeah,
Same
and
shit.
that alone is scary. You know what I'm saying?
It's
But
not, I don't think it's scary.
well, the reason for that being is that the violence in students just grow. You have the school shootings. Why did that guy did that? Because they picked on him. They bullied him or did
Well,
whatever.
it's
You know what I'm saying? But I'm a firm believer that if you're having trouble at home, I'm gonna shoot up people that are happy with moms and
I'm
dads.
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on the whole entire thought of that, not on your behalf.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, when people say that, because I understand why you're saying it, but there's other people that would say some shit like that and not
Yep.
understand, like,
Yep.
hear me out. So you can't tell me that teachers and students and the education system is more harmful than the people who actually apply the law.
Mhm.
So, if there's anyone that you want to attack, go after the IRS, the judges, and all that shit, but you can't because they're well protected.
Mhm.
They are so they're more protected than children. If you take a child's life, let's say, it's not more damaging if you took a judge's life. There's something fucking very wrong with that. And the proof is in the pudding, right? You go to a regular school and guess what? You could check someone in or say, yeah, I have a DoorDash for Jillian, and you so happen to be in a white neighborhood and they're like, oh yeah, that Jillian, he looks pretty nice and decent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
like, yeah, we have a really big fucking problem when it comes to prioritizing what's dangerous and what's not. The courthouse here is just the courthouse in Williamsburg and the emergency rooms in Williamsburg is so heavily guarded, it just doesn't
Mhm.
make any fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense unless who are you guarding? Like, why do you need this much security? Why
Yep.
can't I just walk into a school and say, like, I'm here to pick up my daughter, Kimberly? You know what I'm saying, dude. I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah,
I came across this is interesting what I'm about to say. You can look this up.
absolutely.
I came across a man who got arrested because he came into a courthouse with a piece, but he also knew the judge. That was his best friend. Okay. So he's talking to him, you see the camera in the room, and he's just talking to him like in the judge's office or whatever, chambers, if you will.
Yeah.
And they're just chatting, right? So he asked the judge for his phone, like, hey, my phone's not working. Can I use your phone to make a phone call? So he found out that his daughter's name, who is underage, is on the phone because he suspected that he was,
Hmm.
obviously having sex with her or whatever. Yo, this dude took out a gun and just killed him.
Yeah, he shot him
You know
dead
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
office.
Like,
I
yeah,
am
okay,
very
yeah,
familiar
yeah.
with this.
And
Yeah.
but my question is, like, I mean, okay, unfortunately the guy paid the price, for what wrongdoing he did. But my thing is how the hell did he get into the damn building with a gun? Like,
Because
it's
he's a
just wild.
sheriff. He's a bailiff. I know the entire story.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah,
So he's a bailiff.
yeah, you could be a deputy for the sheriff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And a bailiff, so that's what he was. And those are the people that I was talking about, like the judges. They just like sit there and smack talk you, but they're
Yep.
surrounded by a bunch of dudes with guns,
Yeah.
so of
Yeah.
course they can. So in that situation, long story short, exactly what you said. There was
Yeah.
a really big issue. The bailiff said, "You know what? I know you did this. Bow, you're done."
Yeah.
Um, so what should the consequences be for that, right? In a
Um,
just world, go ahead. I want
yeah,
to hear your consequences
to be fair, there has been a lot of cases that was dismissed because, the person wasn't in the right mind or whatever, and you have the one an old story actually where I believe a karate instructor was molesting, dude's kid. He wound up getting arrested, but the father went further than that and wound up killing him. They let him go.
You
They were
want the
like,
full story?
"What's up?"
No, that's I'm very familiar with that.
No, it's old.
It
It's a
was
very
it
old
was a
one.
self-defense instructor.
Yeah,
The
yeah, there you go.
father,
Yeah,
yeah, the father found out. The dude was getting off on a easy trial, but he was acting like he was at a payphone, turned around
Yeah,
and popped
yeah,
him right in
yeah.
the fucking face. And he got away with it. So, like, what's getting away? The United States of America, the way we were founded and built was by just like carrying justice that needed to be equal. In a case like let's say what we were saying, I guess my question was what should the punishment be in your opinion?
Well, I'm a firm believer that if you're a child molester or a pedophile, whatever the case is, and they have 100 plus percent that you did it, I'm just my opinion, just do away with them, man.
Go to
You,
sleep, yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
you don't need them in even a general population of men because they're still going to get their way. With some young cat, oh, a fresh 18-year-old. Yeah, I got him. That's mine. You know what I'm saying?
No, they need to be put to sleep, bro. We don't need
yeah,
mental
yeah,
institutions for
put them
that. We don't
away.
need any prison. Like if you want to have a prison, right? 20 years is torture. It's just a little too much. If you want to have a prison for someone that you know that could rehabilitate, then yes, we need to proceed with that and keep that
Mhm.
going. However, we find ourselves in situations where people are just like let's say like Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Serving 20 years plus life or whatever. It's like, no, people like him need to be put to sleep
Yes.
because if a dog attacked a family and killed them all, what's the first move that's going to be? Rehabilitation? Absolutely not.
No, they put it down.
Absolutely. So I think we give human beings too much let's say too much a high value because there's
Yeah.
certain situations in life where I think a cat should be spared before some humans. Does that make sense?
No, without a doubt. Well, I think here in Florida they did pass that law that if you rape a child, you get put down. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Well, you
instant.
should be.
You know,
Absolutely.
uh,
There's no room for the
not, not,
sickness.
I'm not here protecting them. I just want you to hear me out. My thing is this: you have to have absolute facts that this did happen. So how do we prove it? Okay, I watch videos on how to catch a
Predator.
pedophile and all
Yeah.
this and that, you know, and what's that guy? He started that show where
Chris Hansen. Yeah.
yeah, and he comes out, hey, what are you doing? No, sit down, sit down. What are you doing? So now you got all these other people who are out there now. Unfortunately, they don't do like Chris Hansen, and just have the cops deal with it. People are taking it into their own hands and punching them, knocking them out, beating them up, scaring them, or whatever the case is. My thing
Well,
is this,
if you think that way,
yeah.
bullet in the head.
Oh no, without a doubt. No, no. I'm just saying this is.
Bullet in the fucking head. So like no, I do understand like there is the thought of it out there and you have people like Chris
Mhm.
Hansen that are trying to do it. It's unfortunate that a lot of the times I see these videos that the cops won't even pursue it. And that's why they get into their radical ways of just exposing it on YouTube. But
No, no,
these people,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like the people that are willing to engage in such behaviors,
Mhm.
people that are willing to abuse children, take advantage of human beings, like let's say even Justin Bieber, they might have him by the neck and say, "Hey, look, man." If you don't follow the rules going on forward, if you want to keep your mouth shut, you could keep your mouth shut, but you better follow the rules or we're going to take your firstborn child. And what's the problem with that? You don't know who the fuck to trust. We're living in an evil world.
Well, when I lived in Highlands County, all right, and this is many years ago, I got in trouble with the law. I went to jail for a while, so I saw a lawyer, and so on and so on. You know, you get to kind of like meet very, very strange individuals, and there was this one particular guy that was very interesting. Okay, um, he got arrested for child pornography. Okay,
Mm.
and this guy, he was already in for like 11 months or whatever the case was. Okay. And when he was, when I found out about him being for the 11 months, I was in there for already a month. Okay. And, he talked about, yeah, I'm getting off, blah, 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 yada, yada. So I remember December came and went. All they did was release him and rearrest him. Okay. So he spent about 2 years in the county jail. Okay. He was eventually released, and in 3 months, he's in prison now. As soon as that dude came out, he was back on child pornography. So obviously, that's a sick person. You know what I'm saying? So, we have to draw a line. Where does it stop? When do you take like harsher actions? I think that if you've been in for 2 years, you're heavily on heroin, coke, whatever. You get caught. You do a year in jail or 8 months or whatever. Why did you come out and want to do it again? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Like, why didn't you just stop? Obviously, you cleaned up and detoxed. 9 years is a long time for you to pick a different chapter.
Well,
But
not everyone in
you know,
prison gets clean.
hey,
There's
listen,
always ways
I was
around it.
there to see a dude get released. Okay, he got released at they picked him up at 11 p.m. and by 12 o'clock or by 12 a.m. the next day or whatever, he was out. In 24 hours, bro, the dude was back in with
Yeah.
excuses.
So yeah, you
Like I guess what I'm
content.
saying
Yeah, I
is
get what you're saying.
there are
Yeah.
people in society that just don't get it. They won't get it. You and I know there's plenty of movies out there like, yeah, I've been in for 20 years and I'm going to come out be good. And, they go back to the old ways because somebody has a card on them, or like, you owe me. You know what I'm saying? And then, it becomes this action-packed movie. But, like,
Mhm.
it's the reality is that if there's anything I learned in jail was that it's not always peaches. You know what I mean? People brag about, yeah, when I get out, I got plans, we're gonna make these moves. And then they're talking to me, yeah, I miss my kid, when I get out, and then just like 5 minutes later, the right dude comes in like, yeah, when I get out, we're gonna I'm like, yo, dude, don't talk to me, bro. I don't need to hear it, man. But all in all, bro, to end this here, man, you know, life is nothing but full of surprises, whether it be good or bad. You know what I'm
And
saying?
we're gonna continue.
Yeah. Me, I opt to keep the peace. I don't provoke problems. I don't start problems. You know, if you did wrong and you know what, that shit pissed me off, I'll keep it at that, man. Because everybody now, with the gun laws out there now, they're unpredictable, bro. You don't know who you're dealing with. Road rage turns into death.
Yeah.
Hey, you couldn't say thank you because I held the door. Pow. You know what I'm saying? That's just how people think now, man.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
sad.
So we're just gonna end the entire conversation. We went through some Epstein files today.
Yeah,
Very interesting. We
very.
discovered that people just in general, like, they choose to be vile. You don't have a reason to be vile. You choose that lifestyle because
Mhm.
the evidence is us.
Exactly.
Yeah, the evidence is us and what we've been through. So we could still be hood and talk like New Yorkers, like people are like, yeah, yo, like
I'm from New York.
it's
Rah.
so fucking annoying. But um I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. I'm a
Hmm.
very interested person on the next day as I get older.
Hmm.
And I'll let you have the last word.
Well, it's like you said, you and I been through a lot in life. You can't say that oh, these guys don't know what. No, we do. You know, it's just the choices that we've made to continue our life. You feel what I'm saying? I could have been like, you know what, F this, I'm gonna get into every fight possible and eventually
Hmm.
die. Where you get stabbed, run over by a car. I mean, that's the most common thing now. You see videos where they get into a fight, they jump in the car and try to run you over and wind up smashing on the cars. Wow, trying to run you over. But like bottom line is this, it's all about the choices we make. Okay. And it's everywhere. Okay. Epstein, if he invited me, it's my choice whether I go or not. Renee Good, it's my choice if I want to back up and try to run this dude over, going forward. Like it's choices you make, but I'm telling you, anything that's bad, there are just consequences behind it, man. And like, folks, it's just gonna get worse, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because we are being conditioned, dude, we are being conditioned now.
I
That's the
just
bottom line.
uh, every time you say, because you said it yesterday too, it's like, and other people say it too. It's like it's gonna get worse. It's so like negative. Like it's so like disturbingly negative, and that's not to say that I disagree with you,
Yeah.
but like I
Think about it.
consider so no, hold on. Considering our children, my nieces, my nephews, my niece that was just born from my brother. Yes, it could get worse, but we have the power to try to make it better.
Exactly.
That's my point. So, like,
Exactly.
what we're doing personally, we're trying to
Yeah.
make it better. But I would refrain from saying that it's only going to get worse because it's just like, we know that,
Hmm.
in my
Well,
opinion. We
well, look,
fucking know that.
always remember this, okay? And this is not geared towards you personally, but
Sure.
get to any single father out there, okay, who has been busting their ass, doing the best they can to raise their child, okay? God forbid something happens to their child. That's just a trigger that can
Oh,
change
no.
everything, you know. Oh, my kid got hit by a car. It was a hit and run. You know, police didn't do nothing, but you know what? I found them or her. Okay, and you take matters into your own hands. It can happen.
That's called
It's
just us.
you know
Just us, not
exactly. But
justice.
who's going to jail? You know what I'm saying?
God damn it. Henry, you're supposed to be like backing me up, getting Michaela, fucking
Hey,
distracting the law enforcement,
this
going
ain't
to
the
jail for
movie.
me if you had to for 50 years. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? That's the mob life there,
You're a good friend, Henry. What do you need? Cheesecake next week?
But you and I will share that.
True though, it's funny.
Hey, like I can be supportive, or I could be that one thug or the one guy like, yo, we got to get him. You know what I'm saying? And not even think about the repercussions if you found this individual. I mean, look, there's cases where fathers found the rapist and beat the crap out of them, gets arrested, and then gets let go. Then
Okay.
there are people that do the same thing and they're doing time now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we
I
could go
want
on all night
no, no,
with
no.
this.
I want you to think about your last sentence
Yeah.
because, dude, I'm done. I'm exhausted. And you know what? The people are exhausted. And you know
Yep.
who else is exhausted? God. He's like, yo, can Henry and Vic shut the fuck up? Because, like, I need to get rest. Because remember, when I put posts out and stuff, people think that I think that we're above God. So remember, we have to shut this down for God because he's like
Yep.
superior. Michaela too. Look, her energy is too powerful right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding, bro. I know you are. I'm just so tired, bro. I'm so yeah, dude. I'm so fucking tired.
You know why you're tired, bro? Because tomorrow you don't know what that's gonna bring. You know.
God damn. But
Yep.
isn't that crazy? Like, I appreciate the fact that like I know you're tired too, bro. Like, yo, we all work. And but we're willing to voice our opinion. You have to because if anyone's watching, when you stop talking, bro, it becomes violent. So
Yeah. Yep.
keep talking, dude. Keep talking. Disagree with your friends. If you're agreeing with your friends, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'll let Mo take it. If you're agreeing with your friends and even your family for everything, your relationship ain't right, bro. Sorry. I don't,
Yeah. Yeah.
nah.
In light of
That's
that,
fucking weird, bro. I don't even agree with everything with my daughter. Okay, I'm done. Yeah.
it's interesting what you said there, and I will end it off like this. You know, that's like listening to your grandmother, and you're sitting there saying, "Yeah, she's old," but you know what? What she spits out of her mouth is pure knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So, all in all, we have to take whatever we're given, and it's up to us to decide which way, hey, I believe this, or nah, I don't know about this. You know what? I'll end it off like this. I'm gonna call my boy Vic and talk about it. You guys have a good night.
Yo, that was an excellent.